The way we preserve, disseminate, and study cultural information has dramatically changed. Since 1996, institutions like the Internet Archive, national libraries, and other memory institutions or projects have been at the forefront of web archiving. These groups have contributed to the preservation of our digitally born cultural artifacts through web archive collections. So what is web archiving and why does it matter? Web archiving is the process of preserving born digital content on the World Wide Web. This is a lot of data. To organize it all, archived web data is saved in an ISO standard file format known as a WARC file. This contains web data, the HTML pages, Word documents, PDFs, images, and videos, and it keeps it all together with standardized metadata. Since these web archives provide a glimpse into our past, they are a critical source for scholars and researchers exploring topics from the mid-1990s to present. For example, a social historian who wants to explore an emerging trend in culture, such as the rise of the Tamagotchi Pocket Pet, can now look at homepages of people directly rather than needing to rely on print media. A political scientist wanting to explore Supreme Court nomination battles or elections can explore the emerging political blogosphere and later social media collections. Or another scholar might want to map patterns of communication across Canada or the United States, doing sophisticated text analysis to find location data over time. So how do we use web archives? Web archives are usually collected and preserved by memory institutions such as libraries and archives. Many use the Internet Archive's Archive-It service to collect their information, although others may collect data themselves. While there are billions of archived web pages and petabytes of web history available for research, and you can probably begin to imagine some cool things that you might do with all that data, this leads to the question, why aren't these resources heavily used? The main challenge that academics, scholars, and researchers face when it comes to web archives is access. While there are several options available to access web archives at scale, many of them require the user to be a developer or a coder. This is where we come in. The Archives Unleashed project aims to make petabytes of historical internet content available to scholars and others interested in researching the recent past. To support accessibility of web archives, we develop web archive search and data analysis tools to enable scholars, librarians, and archivists to access, share, and investigate web archives. Under the Archives Unleashed umbrella, users have access to a number of open source tools and platforms. These include the Archives Unleashed Toolkit, an open source platform used to access and analyze web archives, the Archives Unleashed Cloud, a platform for generating web archive collections into usable derivatives for further exploration and analysis, WARClite, which offers faceted full-text search, record view, and other advanced discovery options for web archives, and the Archives Unleashed Notebook, a prototype method for working with the derivatives generated by the Archives Unleashed Cloud. They allow you to interactively explore and filter the domain count information, extracted full text, and network visualizations data generated by the cloud. The Archives Unleashed tools and platforms were developed because we believe access is key. It isn't enough just to have web archives. We need to be able to access and explore them with relative ease. Those new to the project can walk through documentation provided on our website, and for anyone who would like to contribute to the project or explore the source code, please visit us on GitHub. To learn more about the Archives Unleashed project and tools, please visit our website at archivesunleashed.org. And be sure to check out the additional videos that dive into each tool. You can reach the Archives Unleashed team through Slack, Twitter, or email.